you know what? From being young to grown up, I never knew that it was Klan and the police until the O.J. Simpson trial. And you know why I say that? Because Furman, they went to his house and they saw all over in his cases Klansman shit. And that's what flipped his case around for being a murder case to black and white thing. Because of that. Because they broke in his house. I mean, they did an investigation in his house, and it was plain as day. Furman House, who's a police officer at LAPD, had Klansman shit all in and all through there. And that's what flipped O.J. Simpson case around. And,
I remember that. I know what you're talking about.
And the person that pointed that out was Johnny fucking Cochran.
But you gotta realize, man, most bigots and Klansmen, they gotta work somewhere. They gotta eat. They working somewhere. I can't be surprised.
That's true. But the history of police. What's the history of? Catch slaves, right? Boom. There you go. What job would you have when you have that type of authority? Police officers, congressmen, governors.
Wait.
Am I right?
You said police will start to what? To catch slaves?
I ain't say all of them, but you know, in history, back in history, police was slave catchers. That's the originality of police was slave catchers.
Mm.
The power of the Klansman or the man will be coming from the government or person with power, police officers, governors, judges, sheriffs, congressmen, White House, whatever, government. Basically, what do you think these powers is? It's coming from there.
Now, police will form. The first police will form in the 1900s. The origins date back to American colonies and cite the 1700s. They were originally started up to patrol groups, were created to stop runaway slaves and former police officers that was running away doing, long range and types of motherfuckers.
Outlaws.
Exactly. So slaves was in, that's what I tell y'all, man. One thing about, you cannot tell the story of America. You gotta have slaves in it.
Slaves, I'm gonna say slaves in American history have to be in this shit about 99% of the fucking history.
Like, you can't tell a story and then don't forget that it's a slave standing beside that story you telling. Whoever story you telling about, there's a slave in it that you're not talking about. What kind of story are you telling here?
And tied with that 99% of that history is fucking Indians.
Now, for anybody tuning in right now, it's Third Perspective Podcast. Police was originated to gather up groups, first of all, runaway slaves, and to patrol groups that were basically like hardhead motherfuckers, groups of motherfuckers, the bandits type shit. Control motherfuckers that getting together in groups and robbing stage coaches and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day.
Stage coach.
Exactly. So, because back then everybody was just shooting, Cowboys and Indian type shit.
The Wild West.
Everybody had guns, and nigga, if you pull yours first, you die, and that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was the end of it. You know what I'm saying? You call the sheriff. You know what I'm saying? The sheriff come, he got one sale and shit. That's only for the drunk motherfucker in the city. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't that drunk motherfucker, get the fuck away from me with that shit. Pull your pistol off faster next time. You know what I'm saying?
That's the Wild West.
That's the Wild West. That's how the shit works. And then but once you get police, that's government mandated now. You know what I'm saying? That's the motherfuckers out there to say, okay, first of all, to start something to rile up slaves. That's the beginning of police. So the fact that they killing niggas now shouldn't be a shock. That they started. The beginning of police were to rile up slaves. That was their job.
But you heard what I just said, right? I said police, the man in power, which is who? The white man. Well, the man in power, the bigots,
Round
the
up all immigrants, all slaves. That's their job. And eventually, most words are Spanish. Y'all know most words are Spanish. Like black people, they use the Spanish word for that. You know what I'm saying? We use all Spanish words for some of this shit. You know
Spanish word for black is Negro.
Exactly.
Negro.
You feel me? So all this shit come from the early stages of America, where we already know where they took over Hispanic countries and shit. That was off the break, Cuba, all those countries and shit. And you could tell because the all our words come from Spanish. Y'all don't understand all the old words that we use today. Negro, that's black for Spanish. You know what I'm saying? We use those words. People don't realize that.
Y'all here educating humbug.
People don't realize that we use Spanish words from back in the day.
So if you read Negro in dictionary,
Policia.
it means a member. It means a member of a dark-skinned group of peoples originally native to Africa south of the Sahara, relating to black people. It's offensive and dated. That's what Negro is.
Negro. And trust me, I'm a Negro before I'm an African American. Trust and believe that. So it's not offensive to me. Please call me a Negro. I'm telling you, please. Okay? African American is to me is something that don't exist. Something that 50 years from now, put it like this, African American to y'all. What do y'all think about that?
That's a proper word of saying Negro or nigger.
The radical one. What you think about that word itself?
Don't trigger me like that.
You don't?
Don't trigger me
don't
like
trigger
that.
like that. You know what I'm saying? Negro, you know. I would call chocolate latte. I don't know.
Like it's no, you can't call me a Negro and not be mad. I want you to call me a Negro. That's what I am. You know what I'm saying? But African American to me is like a slippery slope of. That's not a black man to me. That's not a Negro. African American can be anybody. Like you could be Spanish, born in Africa. Come here, you're African American. You could be pure white, born in fucking. Where white people at?
South America.
Give me a
South
country.
Africa, whatever
You said white people?
Poland. You could be born in Poland. Go to Africa. Come here. You as an African American. So that word alone to me is so diluted. 50 years from now, I don't think we're going to exist if we go by that word. Do you understand what I'm saying about that?
So we're gonna be there.
We can actually be washed away if everybody can use our word. If black is African American, you know how many people can be African American that are not black, not rooted in black history, not in the slave words, not here. Your blood is not dripping slave blood. You know what I'm saying, dog?
So
You literally a white person.
Define it, the black American?
You literally a white person
Black American.
that grew up in Africa. Now you're here, now you're African American. Now that don't make you a Negro, a black person that's dealing with racism in America. Now you see what I'm saying? So you could be a Chinese person coming from Africa and you're African American. Simple as that. Literally, you are African American. I know it's an African American that's Chinese out there right now.
Tiger Woods?
Or white.
Tiger Woods, yeah.
So you literally can't say African American, just pure black.
Janae Nico.
Negro, you's a black. You black. That's black. You know what I'm saying?
Negro is black?
That's black.
That's black?
African American, slippery slope.